Camera, action. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Teach Academy. This is your host Lee Ryan with you again. And today I am with a new guest, a new face, and that is...
Hello everyone, my name is Varsha and I am a medical student.
So Varsha, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. So you're a medical student?
Yep, fourth year.
Damn, sounds like a lot of studies.
It is.
Anyways, so how has it been so far? How do you like it?
I love it. I'm not going to say I like it, I love it. It's great. It requires a lot of me and in ways where I feel like I don't give the other things more time, but I feel like I've chosen this. So in the meantime, I'm just like, yeah, I love this. This is who I am. And it's great.
Damn, I mean, as far as what I've heard from people, being a medical student requires a lot of hard work, attention, and you guys have tons of assignments as well, if I'm not wrong.
For sure. But I feel like everyone does.
Yeah, I mean, that's there, but then I know you guys have like 6 years of med school, and then depending on what you want to do, you have extra years.
Correct.
Wow.
You're there.
Damn. Anyway, so we have a topic for today. How do parents play a role in the upsetting of mental health of students? So, Varsha, what are your thoughts about it?
I feel like they play a very, very huge role in a way that it just doesn't come down to, something that's happening on a daily or a weekly or a monthly. It's just so constant in today's world because everyone is having such busy lives, right? Even the academic wise, the kids have so much on their shoulders. It's not just the parents who are having a lot to do. It's even the kids who have a lot to do, and they want to... Some are happy doing it, some are feeling pressured, and they just need a safe space. They need a safe space, and many times they think that's their home. But if, say, for example, the parents are not in a state where there's for example, the home is a conflict area, and it's no longer a safe space for them, right? So I feel like it plays a huge role.
Wow, I mean, that was actually true, because like you said, there's no place like home. And if you do not feel safe at your place, at your house, then what's the point? I mean, if I can't go home and, let's just say if I had a really rough day at school whatsoever, I got bullied at school, or let's just say I forgot to bring my assignment, or I scored bad at a test, and I already have a lot in my head. And if I go home and I again cannot just have that safety, and then, I'm insecure of what's going to happen to me when I go home. What's my dad going to do? What's my mom going to do? And, they would just be sitting there with like a belt or, a stick, and would just be waiting for me like, hey, come home. I would skip. I would not go home,
Yeah.
There are kids who actually just leave their houses, I mean, they would just be like, you know what, I'm done. I'm leaving this house. And, they'd be out for a week or two, and then they obviously regret it, because you can't actually stay without your parents till you're 16 or 18, because you need them. But it's a fact, kids eventually, they get so scared of their parents that they don't even want to communicate about what they're feeling. Like, I know so many kids that just, sit in a corner and they write about what they feel. Some of them express their feelings through music, and they're afraid that what if I tell my mom that I fought with my boyfriend or girlfriend? What if she reacts to it? What if she kicks me out of the house? What if she beats me up? So I don't think parents should create that fear in children, but I think it's not just at home. It's also outside.
For sure, yeah.
Because in schools as well, a lot of things happen. Even with their friends, you never know. Yeah. So I think it's not just parents, it's also school and the outside world. But at the end of the day, if your parents cannot make you feel safe, then
yeah,
no point.
Very well said and explained. If parents can't make you feel safe and cannot give you that environment, I know it comes down to a lot on them, when we say if parents can't do this, if parents can't do that. But at the same time, I feel like they had a choice. they were in a position where they could decide if they want to give someone that space, right? They made that choice that they want to provide, they want to have the child, they want to be in that mindset. So, for example, you go home and you've had a great day at school. You've actually enjoyed your school environment, but your dad is so stressed or your mom is so stressed, and they are arguing, but they are just letting it out in a very argumentative manner, not in a disciplined manner where they're just sharing about their stresses at work or whatsoever. We see it as kids, we see it, and we adapt. Whether you're a 6-month-old or you're a 5-year-old, you adapt. You learn that the way of having a conversation when you're stressed is yelling, or it's cussing at your partner, and that can be a lot on a child, because as they grow, as they think they like someone, of course they're going to have a stress day, and their only method of speaking to the person they love is going to be swearing at them, because it's what they saw as growing up. And maybe it's not intended, maybe it's just out of flow.
For sure. I mean, I agree. I actually 100% agree with that. That we had this seminar once, and in which I heard that, I mentioned this before as well, that when you have negative energy inside you, you tend to pass it on to other people. Like for example, like you said, you have a beautiful day at school, everything's just rainbows and unicorns, and you open the door to your house and you see your dad, and he's just sitting there like,
Yeah.
I would know that I'm about to get beaten up or yelled at for something. Okay, it might not be my fault. But then thing with parents is sometimes they are so stressed out and pressurized that they don't understand. They don't think about what they say to their children. I mean, they don't mean it. I don't say they don't mean it. Parents do not mean it. They say things out of anger. I say things out of anger sometimes. I don't mean them, and I do regret it later on. But also, what do you not understand is now, if I go to a kid, I'm really pissed off, I'm raging with that anger now, and I go to him and I'm like, why you did this, you did that, you're this, you're that. 10 minutes later, I might cool down and I'll be like, I'm really sorry, and I would take him out, get him a chocolate or something. But then that would leave a scar. Mentally, that will leave a scar on the child, and no matter what I do or say, that the scar would just not go away. So thing is, sometimes no matter who you are, or whatever your day has been, no matter how stressed you are, sometimes it's better to not remove your frustration on your kids or whoever it is, because you don't know what what you're doing to that person. You might leave such a scar on that person that a scar that could never go away. And that is really important to keep in mind.
Yeah, now that you mention how you would for example, you let your anger out on your child and then you reward them, say for a chocolate, or you give them a puppy. I've seen so many videos, kids getting a puppy. Psychology has a lot of cases where it's literally called the reward system, which also plays a major role on the kids, which basically is the kid tends to repeat the same mistake because they know at the end of it there's a reward. So even the reward system isn't considered that great, because, for example, I do something and then someone yells at me, and they feel bad. It's like a guilty conscience. You're bound to feel bad when you yell at someone, and then later, just to make up for it, hey, let's just go for a coffee. I'm sorry, this happened, etc., etc. And I'm like, okay, they're being nice to me now. So I will be stuck in that constant pattern where I do something, I get yelled at, even though, but there's a reward at the end of this. It's a negative way of looking at things.
People get greedy for rewards in the end of the day.
Exactly. I mean, it's how the mind starts building around things. So it's very important how parents let their child's mind develop. The reward system is also just No.
For sure, I agree. And even so there has been this really, there has been this video that's been trending in Bahrain recently, and it's this video of this 4 or 5 year old child, and that kid was getting beaten up by the teacher. And you know what's the funny part? This is, I mean, not funny, sorry, my bad. The disturbing part is that there was another teacher. She was recording all of this. This teacher was recording the other teacher beat this kid up. You know for why? You know why? Why? Because that kid was moving around so much. Imagine you're a 4-year-old kid. You're 4. You don't know half of the things that's going on around the world, right? You're just in your own world. You love yourself. You love your parents. That's it. That's all you care about. You love your toys, your unicorns, your candies. You're just moving around because you have so much energy, and a teacher comes and beats you up for that. How disturbing is that? And there's another sick teacher who is taking a video of it. I mean, imagine someone doing that to your child. I mean, that is so sad. Now, I don't know how that kid is obviously scarred now. Now, according to that kid, he or she will never maybe think of, moving around or doing. The kid would just sit in one place. Why? Because now, according to that kid, moving around is bad, because if you do that, you're going to get beaten up. Think of that kid's 4-year-old kid. That kid's mental health is disturbed.
I mean, circling back, physical, emotional, mental, whatever abuse, it's just, you do one single thing, such as just raising the hand, like not hitting. Just out of anger, you raise your hand and you're like, no, this is not who I am. And you pull back from it. That itself develops so much into a child. So I have no words, I'm sorry, but I cannot, I cannot speak on what the child is going through, or how they're even dealing with the situation. But this child was not just physically abused, he is emotionally gonna be scared every time maybe someone flinches too much around him. I've seen kids just get scared because they have come from this physical trauma where they just flinch to this little loud sound because they're scared maybe someone's gonna come hit them out of nowhere. So, and mentally, for example, it's a cycle, maybe the teacher had a bad childhood. Now she's challenged and she used physical abuse on the child. Now the child was a witness, like he became a victim to this, right, to her upbringing. Now he might not do the same in the upcoming generation, but what if he does? So it just becomes a cycle that needs to stop. It needs to stop, like the sooner the possible, because physical, again, whatever kind of abuse, it's just not gonna sit with anybody.
For sure, I agree. I really agree on that. And I think I would like to conclude this video by saying that kids are just like, so a pure gem. And if you just do not value them, then you're doing a mistake as a parent, as a teacher, as an adult. Because, again, if you think about it, these little kids, they are the future of, they're the next generation, right? And if we do not actually show them how safe this world is for them, then eventually, like how the suicide rates of kids have just been increasing, every day a kid might just give up on life because of how he's been treated. So a very strong message to parents, adults, everybody out there, that no matter what you're going through, you're stressed, you're pissed off, you're going through something in life, just take a second and just think about your child. Think about the message you're leaving behind for them with your actions.
How many lives are being affected, just by their single action? It just goes on and on and on. It's like a whirlpool of abuse.
For sure. And I hope this message is clear and it reaches out. And I think that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. And if you did, please leave a like. And I hope you've already subscribed. If you haven't, please do. And hit the bell icon so you can get every video from us. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Varsha, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.